Now, Penwith Radio, I am so excited to say hello to my next guest. You know I've wanted him on the show for a very long time. So let's say hello to Karis from Stooshe. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good.
Thanks for joining me on my 5-year anniversary show. It's amazing to have you on.
All right, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Now, I've got to say, what an amazing couple of years you guys have had as a band. I mean, you must have just enjoyed every single moment of it.
We literally have, and especially now that we're a little bit more quiet, we're like reminiscing on everything we did. Literally, it kind of sees us through all the amazing things we've got to do. So we're very grateful for the career we've had, definitely.
First of all, let's go back to how did the band form? How did that all happen?
We're not as old as your radio station yet. We've got another year to go. But 4 years ago, the lady who put us together, she was scouting for girls, and she found the girls, Courtney and Alex, in Topshop in Bluewater, just kind of casually shopping around. And I actually knew her, so she just gave me a call asking me if I wanted to be in a band. It was really casual. We didn't attend auditions that we saw in the stage every week. Do you know what I mean? We just kind of took a chance, and we all ended up getting on like a house on fire the first time we met, and it's history from then.
And where did the name come from? I mean, is there a meaning? Can you tell us about that?
The word, are you familiar with the word Stooshe in London?
No. Is that kind of cool talk?
It's a little bit of cool talk.
I'm not very good.
I'm glad you don't know it, because the actual meaning is a little bit negative, actually. It's the reason why we added the she on the end. But Stooshe can mean a little bit unapproachable, but we kind of wanted to get rid of that meaning totally and make a new word. So it's just a made-up word, basically.
I thought you were trying to say that the band's unapproachable then.
That's why I'm like, do you know the meaning? Good, you don't, that's fine.
Now, in London, obviously, I know they've got a lot of words, for instance, that mean different things. And down here in Cornwall, we're so we don't have any cool words. I was wondering if you can teach me how to talk London, because I always see people they're always like, yeah, man dem, and I have no idea what it even means.
I don't know if that's London. I think that's just the cool kids of London. I don't know if I'm actually one of them, so I don't know how much help I'll be. But let me think of a couple of words that we say in London. Do you know what? I don't even say any made-up words, but I'm really common, and I say in it a lot and like a lot, and I think that's a London thing, and we rush everything. I'm really trying hard to speak at a steady pace. So I think it's just the rushing of the words.
So you've just taught me to say in it. I was already...
Yeah. I'm sure you already knew that one.
I was aware of that one.
All right, what about... oh my God, I'm rubbish. I'm clearly not a cool kid. I think I'll ask the girls, and by the time we get our next interview, I'll have it.
Have you ever been to Cornwall before?
Do you know what? I think I've been once, but my auntie and uncle actually have some barns down in Cornwall, and I've never been to them, so I definitely will have a chance to go down there, but I haven't yet. How do you like it? Is it a lot more peaceful than London?
It's a lot peaceful, and when we talk, we like they always say proper job. That's a really Cornish thing to say.
Proper job. What does that mean? Like it's done properly?
Proper job. And believe it or not, people say, all right, my cock. Like that means, all right, my bird.
Really?
It's weird. I know some people would find it insulting, but...
Yeah. Okay. I won't repeat that one.
Now, I've got to say, your music, I mean, you stormed into the charts with your debut single, Love Me, with Travie McCoy. Now, how did that all work out? I mean, working with such an artist like Travie, because he's got great musicality, it must have been amazing for you.
He was so lovely. Do you know what? He taught us, in terms of, there's a like again, see, the London like. In terms of, work ethic, but on the video, we didn't meet him before the video. So when we met him, we was all really, really nervous. And, he's a big artist, and we're literally just coming up, and we didn't know how he'd take us. But he was so lovely. His work ethic was just on another level. He stayed the whole day. Most feature artists would just come and go. Do you know what I mean? So it was really lovely, and he just taught us to be humble, really, out of everything.
And when you recorded the track Love Me, did you ever expect to get the reception that it did? Because, I mean, it just went straight into the UK charts in the top 5.
We just literally felt like 3 young girls having a bit of fun in the studio and seeing what would happen out of this craziness that we're making. And then it just ended up doing really well. So it was like, okay, we're just going to roll with it. We just felt like we was on a roller coaster a little bit all the time, because we were just going, not even many downs. It was just constantly going up and up. And it was just amazing. I think we just didn't realise that we'd have that kind of success, if you want to call it, so early on, and it just happened really quickly. So we're really, really grateful.
And I mean, it just went from strength to strength. I mean, you were on every magazine, you were in newspapers, TV shows, performing live on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you cope with that, performing on stage in front of thousands of people? You must love that.
Oh, that is the best part of it. We always say performing is definitely the best part, and it's just like the outcome of everything you put in. You can take it to another levels on stage. You can sing it differently to how you sung it on the track. You can perform it so much more. You can interact with the fans and the audience. So I think that's the part of our job that we really, really, really always. So obviously we love every bit, but that is just performing on stage is just the pinnacle of it, I think.
Now I've got to talk more about your success because Blackheart, one of my favourite songs in 2012. Aww. I mean, that reached number 3, so you went higher again. I mean, you've got to be pleased with that. And what a catchy song.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was like when we recorded Blackheart, obviously we was all like, this is a good song, guys. Like, we hope it does well. We hope it can do better than Love Me. Like, it's a really good song. And we did the video, and it was really different. Like, you know, we tried to be a little bit different in all of our videos, but then it did what it did, and we was like, oh my gosh, like, we don't really know how to keep up with it. The song was just getting bigger and bigger, and our audience really, really grew because it went from being kind of like young kids and teens liking our music to like older people. You know, it was just people respecting us for that song. It was really cool.
Now, you done a cover of Waterfalls.
Yes.
Now, did you have to kind of write to the band to get permission? How does that all work out when you do a cover?
We was very lucky because how it came about. We love Waterfalls, we love TLC, and we just started singing that song as an acoustic cover. You know, just for a few sessions and just to put online. And we got a tweet from T-Boz saying that it was a good job, like she liked it. So that obviously triggered everybody who worked for us that we should put it out as a single. So we did it. So we kind of always had the backing of TLC, which was the easiest part. It was hard because it's such a classic song, and like we believe also that sometimes you shouldn't touch classics. But the reaction was really good, and we were really, really lucky to have TLC back. It had them in the video. We performed to them at the Mobos. We were sitting next to them. We had time to chill with them in their dressing room. So it was like a really surreal experience that we got out of it, definitely. So it was amazing.
Oh, dare I say it, but a lot of times when I hear cover versions of songs, I mean, people always say, oh, it's not as good as the original.
Exactly.
I actually preferred Stooshe's than the original because it was a lot catchy.
No, you don't.
I did. I was like, yeah, loving this. It's got a good beat to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know if everyone would agree, but thank you.
So I know now you're working independently.
Yeah.
On your own music, that must make it a lot more personal for you because it's kind of your say and what you say goes. So how personal is it at the moment for you as a band?
How what? Sorry.
How personal is it? Because obviously, it's literally we literally feel like we've been magnified now. Like everything we're doing, we're doing it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we've got a manager, but like we are in control of our lives on a day-to-day basis, and we're having to really make 110% effort and put in as much as we can. Not that we didn't before, but now you're really like realising that it's all down to us, and if we don't make this work, then it's not going to work. So I think it's very personal. It's very do you know what? We just always say we don't know how solo artists do it, because if we didn't I don't know what we'd do. So it's just really nice having each other. It is personal, but we wouldn't wait right now because we're in control and we love it. I mean, before the interview, we were having a quick chat, and you said that if the right label came along and you think they would work for you, you would maybe consider joining another label. But at the moment, you are primarily enjoying the independence.
Yeah, I think it's important. We actually did the same thing before we got our first deal with Warner. We got the package right, we got everything right, we got the album recorded, we had our looks done, and it was then that we shopped it to a label. So I think it's important to know who you are before any kind of company kind of comes and takes over, do you know, because they can change anything, and you just need to make sure that everything you want to do is set in stone, and then they can help you, like, assist you and help you grow, and but it's still your vision and everything, which is important. We've obviously changed, kind of like a whole rebranding thing that we've got going on now, but if the right label comes along and wants to help us do that, then that's great. But right now we're happy independent.
I mean, were you happy with Warner? I mean, did you enjoy your time there? Have you got fond memories?
Yeah, oh my gosh, we loved Warner. We had really good relationships with everybody there. We made some really good friends that we're still friends with now, and I just think it kind of towards the end, it wasn't like bad splitting. It was just a bit messy. That's all it was. But we had really good relationships with Warner, and it was just a bit messy.
So first of all, as a band, you look stylish. You got cool outfits when you're on stage. But together, you've got that chemistry. I mean, a lot of people, when you see a band, chemistry is the main thing. You've got to know who the members are and stuff like that. But you girls are just loving it, and you've got such a good bond. I mean, do you think that helps you?
Gosh, definitely. I definitely know that if we didn't have that bond and chemistry, then I don't know, that keeps us going a lot of the time. If we're having a bad day or a bad week or a little bit of a hard time, then we know that we've got each other, and that bond just literally keeps us going. And then we're on stage together, and we're like, yes, this is the way we do it, and we love each other so much. And I don't know how girl bands do it, or boy bands, or any kind of bands do it if they don't like their bandmate. I wouldn't be doing it.
Be a little bit awkward.
It'd be a little bit awkward, yeah.
So, can we expect music from you next year? I mean, what kind of date in your head as a band are you working towards?
We are trying to work towards February, March to get a new single out. We've performed some new songs at our headline show the other day. It's went down really well. So we're just hoping that we can write some more really good songs from now until then. Get one out early next year and get that album out late next year. We just need to be really active and working and just keep going, get the music out there, because I know people are waiting.
Well, I know you got a lot of support on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, and people can go to stooshe.com for more information and news on updates with your music.
Yes, all of our gigs and information is actually on our Facebook page, so that is, I think the Facebook is actually the best place for Stooshe. We're all on there, it's just us three, so you can write us anything and we'll reply back to you and everything, so yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I've wanted you on for so long. I've been playing all your tracks.
And when we're all together, we'll definitely get another interview.
That'll be amazing. I'd love that. So thank you very much. Stay in touch, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.